So next up, you will hear from Allen Eke with Jam Hydration. Let's give it up for Allen, you guys.
So what do a firefighter, professional athlete, and a mom just trying to keep up with their kids all have in common? Well, they all have a goal that they need to reach at the end of the day. And in order to reach that goal, they need to be adequately hydrated. Hi, my name is Allen, CEO and founder of Jam Hydration. As a former professional track athlete, I was fortunate enough to run for some of the world's largest organizations and companies. Some of those companies were New Balance, ran for the University of Oklahoma, and one of the top high schools in the nation. And the problem that I found was the solutions that we had were typically packed full of sugar, which led to unintended side effects. Some of those side effects led to spikes in your blood sugar levels, which give you that roller coaster effect that you might feel throughout the day. Also, with some of those products, had high calories, which also led to an unnecessary weight gain. But our solution, simply put, is a cleaner way to hydrate. Our solution is a dry powder that you can simply mix with water. It will have no added sugar, so you won't experience those roller coaster effects that you typically have throughout the day. And we really want to craft it with the earth in mind. We want to make our solution recyclable and also compostable to fight the fight against plastic. But how are we compared to the other companies that you typically see in the grocery stores? For starters, we have 0 grams of sugar. We're going to use real fruit with real nutrients in it and no artificial ingredients. And as you can see, with companies such as like Liquid IV, they typically use synthetic vitamins, which simply put, make it harder for your body to absorb. And we really want to hone in on the electrolytes, to make sure you are going throughout the day. And our market size is huge. Our total market at $25.1 billion, that includes all the hydration beverages and sports drinks in the United States with the 4% projected growth year over year. And our serviceable market, which is in the US, which is at $6.5 billion, which includes all powdered hydration solutions. But the number I really want to focus on is the $7.2 million. That's the powder hydration supplement that is right here in Oklahoma. And we're looking to get a percentage of that. But all those numbers are great, but how are we actually going to get there? We're going to get there with our go-to-market strategy. We're going to be grassroots-led and community-driven, focusing on our local run clubs here in Tulsa, our events, our 5Ks, our marathons, our 10Ks, and also with micro-influencers to get the word out as well. And also focusing on organic content and social media so you can have a transparent company telling you exactly what is inside these ingredients that you're digesting. And we have the team to do it, with Alejandro as our brand strategist with a visual footprint, myself as a founder, and Jesse as our director of operations leading the way. And we're super excited about where we are and where we're going. In Q1 of 24, we secured a product concept to ensure that we had a market demand. Our brand identity followed right after to establish a visual footprint and acknowledgement towards that idea. And right now, we're insanely excited about our research and development process to build a product that validates that market need. And in Q2 of 2025, we look to launch our product on a large scale and plan for growth. And how we're going to use that funding would be in 3 categories: marketing, research development, and production, with the real focus on research and development to make sure that we're creating a product and a better jam for you. So I want to invite everyone to take out your phones, scan the QR code, and join our waitlist so you can get a transparent company and better way to hydrate. Hi, my name is Allen, and thank you so much for your time.
Hey, Allen. Great idea, great concept. Wanted to talk to you about your research and development and what's kind of happening there. So you talked about using real fruits and not using added sugars like the other hydration companies on the market. What is of the research and development, what are the approaches that you guys have seen are viable options to produce the product and also produce it at mass scale?
Yeah.
Second to that is, what are the added ingredients that you include in the fruit, I guess I would say, in order to actually increase the electrolyte total?
Yeah, great question. So for the fruit part of it, we'll be using a freeze-dried fruit, which is broken down into a powder. And that's what's going to have your flavored. And I guess to answer your question, how it's different, typically companies are using natural flavors, which is just a blanket of a bunch of stuff that may taste like the flavor. So we'll actually use the actual fruit. And by doing so, we'll actually have the nutrients retained in that fruit. So you can have the mineral, or so you can have the vitamins that are in that fruit. So we don't have to add in the synthetic vitamins to answer your question. And then what was the second question?
I was asking what other added ingredients would you actually include in that?
So we would include potassium citrate, and then we'll also include magnesium, calcium, and those would be pretty much the electrolytes that we would add in on top of the flavoring. And then for like another sweetener, we would use stevia, which is organic, so it's not like an added sugar or anything. So we would have 0 sugar. And yeah, we would use, those would be the core ingredients that we would use. It's all a dry solution that you can mix with water or sparkling water, whatever you like to other floats.
A quick follow-up, sorry. So if you use dried fruit, the question is, and you don't add sugars to it, would the product still retain a high sugar count just because like you're using fruit, or would that actually reduce the count of the grams of sugar?
Yeah, so there will be no additional added sugar. So when you eat a strawberry, there are sugars in that strawberry.
Correct.
But there will be no added sugar. So we're not going to dump more sugar into the products like some other companies typically do to get that sweetener effect. So instead of using added sugar, we would use organic solutions like stevia.
Sweet.
Or monk fruit, yep.
Hey, Allen, great pitch. I understood that you said that you're going to use some of your funds for inventory. How many products is that going to give you?
For production, so the MOQ would be 10,000 units. So a lot of our money would go towards that right there. So we would use, the minimum was 10,000, and we would use that funds to pretty much go into production at a large scale.
So the funds that you put up there take care of that 10,000?
Yes, 11,000 is what was on the side, yep. Yeah.
So what's your profit margin on your product?
Yeah, so great question. So each stick is going to have 6 grams of jam in it, dry solution in it. And within those sticks, it would cost about 50 cents to make the stick. And then we would sell that stick for $2. And in a pack, we'll start out with 15 sticks. So I know I'm at a loss on people, but ultimately, buying it for 50 cents, selling it for $2 per stick.
Thanks so much. Great presentation. Yeah. I was curious, you mentioned on the packaging that it would be compostable. Is that industrial or like a local? Could someone use that if they have a composter in their backyard, or does it need to be industrial?
Yeah, so it would be an industrial. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Great.
And recyclable as well.
Great.
We would have some, like for instance, like the boxes as well that it comes in would be recyclable.
All right, any more questions from our judges? Okay, let's give it up for Allen, you guys.